pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everybody, Marion County Commission meeting, Monday, December 1, 2025, 12:30 p.m. Start off with the public forum. If anybody's here from the public would like to speak, anybody in the room or online.
Yeah.
State your name.
Randall M. Mikeson.
I'm here to sit. I'm going to sit down. Sit down.
I don't like sitting, but okay.
We know who you are, but there's people online that don't know who's talking.
I want to make sure they know who I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Randy.
Yep.
You have the floor.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, really the main reason I'm here once again is to complain. The roads are really bad. Most of us know that, but it seems to me like we could make things better if pretty much everybody would either try to do a little bit of a more or one thing I have noticed, for about the last 6 months or so, it seems like we're putting rock on roads that maybe don't need it very bad. Some of the ones that do need it bad, part of them we put rock on, part of it we don't. I've noticed many places where we'll rock about a half a mile to somebody's barn that they maybe go there once a week or something like that, but we don't rock the rest of the mile where there might be an oil field pumper that pretty much has to go down pretty much every day. It seems to me like with a little bit of planning, that doesn't mean just the people that work for Marion County. It's going to mean everybody. I don't know what's going to happen if once we get 6 or 8 inches of snow all at once with a 30-mile-an-hour wind. There's many roadside ditches that should be mowed. That means me, Mike, and pretty much all of us need to go see which roads they are and mow the roadside ditches before they get blown shut. The first big snow and windstorm we have, so people don't call up the commissioners and go, we need a way out because we've been, when it gets to that point, it's hard to do anything. But somebody did bring up a fairly good idea. I think we ought to have like one or two people, it don't really matter. In every either every township or like a certain area that will either talk to the road and bridge department or the commissioners. It doesn't really matter who. Will say, hey, this is what we ought to do, this is what we don't need to do, and, you know. It's just like it's pretty much like everybody, everybody wants to complain about everything and they don't want to do anything. Maybe that's just because we live in Marion County, I don't know, but I think we could all do better.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Randy. I'll let you go a little longer because you're making.
Well, I figured you wouldn't let me go longer because of my speech impediment.
I wanted all the thought to come out. Thank you, Randy.
Okay.
Appreciate you. All right. Anybody else?
They keep sitting there, can I go? Thank you.
You just got to get in front of that camera when you want to talk.
Oh, okay.
All right, is anybody online? Seeing none. All right, I'm going to close the public forum. We'll move on to the agenda approval. Anything we need to add to the agenda? Seeing none, move forward with the agenda as is. Administrative business.
All right, we have the minutes of November 26th.
Everybody had a chance to read the minutes? Any corrections? If not, it's a motion.
So moved.
Second. A second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
And then we have early checks in the amount of $6,540.16.
Any questions with any of the warrants? Not seeing any conflicts of interest. If not, is there a motion to approve?
Move that we approve the $6,540.16.
Motion. Second. And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
That's all I have.
Okay, in your packet, you have the draft of a quick claim deed for the parcel on, excuse me, where the Port Farm Cemetery is located. So this deed would retain the cemetery and deed the remainder of the county-owned parcel into the Marion County Land Bank. And at that point, once it's received into the land bank, then it can be marketed for sale.
Make motion to approve the quick claim deed to go to the land.
You're the one that spearheaded most of it, so I'm gonna let you make the motion. I'll second it. And you got, any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. 5-0.
You see that sign, the top line?
Grantor.
Yes. And then the only other thing that I had on your administrative business was the discussion about the placement of the stop signs at the intersection of 220th and Falcon. And we do have Road and Bridge here. They're kind of in the hallway. This is also on the agenda at 12:45, so I've got a couple minutes if you wanna.
We're gonna hang out until 12:45.
Sounds
On the
good.
agenda,
Yep.
some people may wanna get here.
So we also have some photographs that they have provided, so Ashley will pull those up. While we're waiting, just a reminder, we do have the Christmas party this coming Saturday in Florence. Do you have anything, any instructions or anything for the board? No? Okay. We'll wait until.
Only ditches.
Yeah. Randy, just
It
made
happened right before I mowed both sides. It's mowed up now.
Thank you.
I guess I can start the discussion on it if we need to discuss it a little bit. Chris and Mika Bartle brought this up to my attention a while back, and concerns that they had. I went and looked at it. Commissioner Dirks went and looked at it, and brought up a good point that we probably should have Road and Bridge also look at that, see what their thoughts might be on that. The Bartles had requested that the stop signs be moved from Falcon to 20th. And so, you know, I guess we just need to look at it as a point of what's the safest plan out there, so guess we'll ask for road and bridges input at this point.
Okay. Yeah, we're a little ahead of schedule, but
All right,
we'll hold off any of the public comments on this portion until 12:45 at least. Get here.
so what are you guys wanting to know from me? Or I mean, what's,
Well, I've got the photographs
okay,
here, and they're in order that are in your packet, that you have the yellow folder, so
okay.
if you just,
Be a little bit out of order,
so they
so,
can, well, these are in the order that they are in that yellow folder.
okay. That could have been a little bit out of order too. So I guess this person is wanting the stop signs moved to the, east and west side of the intersection? Did they
Right.
give a specific reason why?
Well, because a majority of the traffic that does flow through there is on Falcon.
Okay,
And because of the steepness of the hill, there's some issues with large vehicles having to stop. And I'll ask you for a little bit of input if you've got.
oh,
Okay.
okay, I didn't know.
Well, in order to like visualize if anyone's coming, you have to stop in the road. Like in
If
the
you're going north and
intersection, yeah,
south.
yeah. And when people are driving 40 miles an hour plus, then something bad could happen,
Right, I understand that.
yeah. And it's always been an issue. I mean, we've lived out there 13 years and I can remember I almost got in an accident with the post office lady because you can't see.
They were coming from the east to the west, one
Yeah,
of the directions, okay. So,
And I'm just trying,
Can you state your name, Mika?
my name's Mika Bartle.
okay,
Just trying to figure out what the safest option would be.
well, like going out there and looking at it, like what we're looking at right now on the screen, you know, I believe those stop signs are there making that north and southbound traffic stop because of the hills. That is the problem. Right there. Okay, so if you go like that one, okay, so that one you are heading southbound, right? And that stop ahead sign is 500 feet back from the intersection. And the reason why that is there is because your hill's obstructing the view of the intersection right there. You have no idea. And see, and then that hill, okay, so that right there, what they're looking at now, you're halfway between that stop ahead sign and the intersection, okay? And then if you go to the next one, you're right there at the hill, and that's only about 100 feet north of the intersection, you know? So, and there again, you're looking there, you're facing south on that hill, you're looking to the west there, you kind of got that rise right there. It's hard to see from the west. And that's basically the same picture. And then that one, you've got that big mound right there on the east side. So I believe because of those obstacles and interferences with being able to see anything coming from those directions and having enough time to react to that and stop safely is more than likely the reason why those stop signs were put there to begin with.
So then if you switch to, like, if you're on 220th, can you go back one? That's,
Yeah, so that way you're west of the intersection, facing east right there. And like I said, to your left side, you've kind of got a little bit of a rise there. You can see clearly to the east, but then to the south, you can kind of somewhat see it's not totally blocked. And then that is off of the dirt road, heading west then. And like I said, on the right-hand side, you've got that big mount right there. So let's just leave that one up there. The problem I have with moving the stop signs from the north-south to the east-west roads is, one, so that person heading west should stop. But, you know, they're looking left, they're looking right, making sure nobody's coming. But you still have that hill to your right-hand side about 100 feet away. You really can't tell anybody's there until they're on top of that hill. So they're thinking it's safe to pull out from that intersection. Somebody's going 55 miles an hour down the road. That's just going to create a problem. The other reason I have for not wanting to move those signs is the fact that those signs have probably, without, you know, going back through the resolutions and looking at everything, those signs have probably been there for at least 30 years. So everybody that uses that road is used to having to stop there. And now you're going, and then these people going east and west are used to them having to stop and they can just go on through. Now you're going to switch all that around. And these people are saying, going north-south, say, hey, we don't have to stop anymore. These folks are not used to having to stop and they might forget. I mean, it just creates more of a problem. It's been like this, you know, and more than likely the people that are using these roads are folks like you or others that live out there and use those roads on a daily basis and probably know the roads, you know, within a 10-mile radius, know all the nooks and crannies of them, where to stop and what to look out for. So I think, you know, that's my judgment. It's not my opinion, it's my judgment. And what I base that judgment upon is the standards and guidelines given in a sign manual of when and where, and what kind of signs to put up, you know, so. I just think from a safety standpoint, like I said, that you guys are saying that north-south road probably is the major road, but I think what's determining all this, like I said, is because when you're heading south, you've got that hill in front of you. And then when you get there to the intersection on the east side, you've got that mound of dirt or natural mound there in a corner. So you practically have to come to a stop anyway. It's gonna be safer for everybody to have that traffic be the ones to stop.
Did you want them to see the view coming northbound or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, on Falcon.
Yeah, so that's looking northbound, almost there at the intersection. I think, is there one more?
There
No, that's
was.
it, okay.
And maybe I didn't get it saved in there.
So, I mean, one thing that I could do that I would suggest that we do, you know, to hopefully try to make everybody happy is, I mean, like I said, I want to think it's safer for everybody to leave the stop signs where they currently are. But then east and west of the intersections, go back about 500 feet and I can put up like an intersection warning sign.
I think the issue is you have to stop in the middle of the road to see if anyone's coming. So I don't know how, like when you're on the hill.
Is there any reason to consider a four-way stop due to this circumstance?
That would make it
The
safer.
next thing, if you aren't gonna move the signs,
A few extra people in the room, I'm sure.
I live right there at that intersection, and I would disagree that the north-south road through the intersection. My name's Chase Gann.
Thank you.
I live from that picture. My place is to the northwest, but the main road is from 220th south to 56. As far as the majority of the traffic doesn't use that intersection going north and south.
They don't use the going north and south.
Not going south. It'd be they won't be going through that intersection. You got more residents down 220th to the west that use that intersection. And they turn south right there. Or when the road's not muddy, they go to K-15 going and you know, I watch that intersection all the time. I live right there. You can see it about from my shop. And it is a dangerous intersection. It really is. But it would certainly be extremely dangerous if you was to move the stop signs to 220. The reason why is just like this gentleman pointed out, if you were stopped headed east or headed west, you cannot see to the north until that traffic is right upon you. So
Right, and
Well,
that's,
that's the same thing going north and south. Like you can't see if people are coming.
I can. I mean, I stop at that intersection all the time and I can, but if there was to be any change, a four-way stop would be the only suitable change to be. I mean, it would be absolutely dangerous to change this. It'd kill somebody.
right, to change it
Yeah.
from where it currently
It'll
is.
definitely kill
Right,
somebody.
And-
Real quick, I just live west of there, and you're right, it's 30+ years, I've been there 31 years, that's the way it's been. And you will have accidents if you change those signs,
Right.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, any kind of change like that, you're just asking for trouble. So, as far as the four-way stops, that's really not something that, you know, there's criteria that's gotta be met in order to do this. I don't want anybody to think that I don't care about the safety of any motorists by any means, but you know, you show me any other road in our county similar to this one where a dirt road's meeting up with a rock road. that's a four-way stop. You're not gonna find anything like that. That's just, four-way stops are more reserved for
Gravel on
major roads, like in town around, businesses or school zones and places
since-
like that.
Our family's basically the only one that travels that road, then it doesn't matter.
I travel the road every day.
So then.
So
I
that's
think
what I'm
a
getting
four-way
at too, I
stop-
guess, like I said, is the fact that you guys, you just said you travel that road every day. You're familiar with it.
Yeah, but we have to
Right.
stop in the middle of the road to see if someone's coming. And
You
when
almost
people are
have-
going 40 to 80 miles an hour down the north or the east-west road,
Right.
an accident is going to happen. And
But that's why, I mean,
so I guess
stop
we could just
signs.
let one happen and then maybe.
No,
we do
that's not
something.
what I'm getting at. That's not what I want to happen by any means. But, like I said, like four-way stops are more for places that are in residential or business areas in towns and like in Hillsborough there, the four-way stop, where major roads are intersecting that have at least an average daily traffic of at least 700 vehicles per day or more on both roads, on both major roads, you know. You live out there, you folks live out there, you know this road, you know that intersection. You know where and what to look out for.
And there's people that don't mind the stop sign going north and south. I've seen that plenty of times.
Well, and that's, that, where they're at is just the safest for everybody, you know? And it doesn't warrant needing a four-way stop. It doesn't. You got a dirt road that's, now, yeah, there's an uptick in traffic during harvest season and things like that, I'm sure, but there again, the people that are using that road are the ones that have cattle or farming out there, and you're gonna know the roads. I mean, back,
What about yield signs going east and west to help her? Cause I mean, it's a dangerous section.
well, that's what
Right.
I'm saying, I could go back. I mean, that all takes resolutions too, but I mean, if you're gonna put up yield signs, then yeah, we might as well make it a four-way stop, cause the stop's gonna be safer.
But
I have
you
a
mentioned
question.
intersection signs, like intersection ahead signs.
Yeah, and intercept back 500 feet or more, 500 to 750 feet back on the east-west roads, and I can even put a speed advisory plaque. You know, it's nothing.
That's what I would
That's an
suggest.
actual
If this
speed limit.
intersection sign would do some good, whether we can, dangerous intersection and a speed limit or
You
reduction.
can
of
put
speed.
that sign up there, and I can
With it.
put a plaque underneath it that says 45 miles an hour or 40 miles an hour or something like
Draw
that.
more attention to be approaching it again.
Right.
You got something?
Yeah, I do. I was just gonna ask our attorney as far as if, you know, I know what you're going by specific standards that you use for sign placement, but is there anything that would legally restrict us from being more restrictive than what the regulations call for? So if the commission wants to be more restrictive, they have the ability to do that. So they could order a four-way stop at that intersection and then also still do or even, what about a three-way stop? I mean, is the main issue the three sides? And then put the dangerous intersection and the warning signs ahead of that intersection?
It's pretty much free form in Kansas that we've got that manual, uniform traffic control devices, and that's the first thing I looked at, knowing this was on today. And generally, if you're looking at a four-way stop, one of the first things we do, but it's by no means dispositive, is do you have some equality of traffic coming from both directions? You know, is it used frequently going north, south, east, west? If it is, there's absolutely no reason not to justifiably put a four-way in there, other than the inconvenience for the people who currently don't have to stop at all going that way. But the greater safety factor weighs in. If you don't do that, the yield signs have some value too. It addresses it. Putting in the intersection and dangerous intersection, all of that, probably better than what we've got right now.
It's just, and like, so that's kind of what I was saying earlier about, you know, the four-way stops are generally reserved for where two major roads are gonna intersect that have 700-800 vehicles daily from both directions, you know?
When I looked at it, it doesn't give us any kind of a volume. Kansas is pretty liberal because we've got so much rural area. The one guidance that they give is if you've got equal traffic volume, for example, that calls for four ways in a lot of instances. If you don't, if you have a dangerous instrumentality, you can put them in. Nothing would keep us from doing it.
And that's the other thing you could go by is the crash history, you know?
Traffic counts,
That,
traffic.
you know, not
Crash
close
histories.
called, but just actual crash history, you know, have there been 6, 7, 8 reported crashes there at that intersection within the last 12 months, you know? It's just, this doesn't meet it. I mean, it's like I said, it's not that I don't care about the safety of anybody, but this, you know, if we do this here, then there's a lot of other places that we better do just that. You know, the drivers have to assume responsibility for their driving and their actions, and have to have a little common sense too. I mean, and you can put it, we can make that a four-way stop. Doesn't mean everybody's going to obey it.
The intersection sign, all four ways help, rather than just two on north or south.
I mean, you've got
You know, you got the stop sign.
yeah, you've got the stop signs there, and like I said, on that other side, you got the stop ahead. So, I mean, yeah, we could put the intersection signs on all four, back 500 feet or whatever, you know,
Speed limit.
with the speed.
The best. I mean, the most responsible thing that we could possibly do there. It's up to what you guys think. You're the ones living there.
I would propose leave the north side stop sign and stop signs on 220th on each side and a yield sign on the south side. More so to deal with that it's such an incline on the south side of the intersection when it's muddy, wet, slick, icy, or loose gravel. That is a challenge to get up that hill sometimes, and I think more so with school bus and postal service and equipment. I mean, it is a unique intersection.
Yeah, it is.
Is it a bus route or school?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bus, I mean, the bus comes down 220th and goes north to their house some, or they turn south.
His accident, he was there, you know, so he was about always there.
But the bus itself comes from the west.
I'd say in recent years, there has been more activity up that way and more so with hunters and that type too, but I mean, we've seen numerous people just blow through that intersection on 220th. And it's a concern. So.
Well, I mean, kind of says it right there. Like I was saying just a little bit ago, you could have four-way stops and do all this and switch things around, but it doesn't mean people are going to obey
At
it.
least we tried then, though, and are proactive about. I know, like, yes, there haven't been any accidents, but
I'd like to keep it that way too.
And I don't want anything to happen to your
Yeah,
family.
vice versa.
Well, yeah, I
We got
understand
young,
that.
we're gonna
Yeah,
have young drivers
exactly.
coming up too.
And kids are kids, and they do silly things. So
Experience, you know, lack of experience or whatever.
Yep.
we want what's safest for everyone.
I mean, in my opinion, if you haven't been there, it makes more sense to actually be there and put your eyes on it, but just with the way the ditches are and the grass and it's just that you feel uncomfortable how far out you have to stop.
So which direction are you traveling and on which road
We-
when you're experiencing your problem?
Well, we live a mile north of this intersection on 230th. So I am up and down Falcon numerous times a day. But for
From the-
farming and everything, I use 220th too.
Right, but when you're saying you have to get out into the road to see, which way are you traveling? On
North and south, both ways.
Okay.
It's both ways.
You don't change the stop sign.
To actually get a good eye to see down east and west.
We're a creature of habit.
Well, I'm one of those that like.
Even to consider as far as just our youth safety, get to the senior citizen and beyond area, odds of an accident at an intersection will increase as well.
But I mean, it's a equal all, we do have. I probably do.
I'd like to commend the signs too, because there wasn't always that stop sign the head sign on the backside of that hill. That was a recent addition, and I think it's Mr. Hudson's term, or it's just recently happened.
Well, I think you might might have been there, but you couldn't see it because of all the leaves and trees that are around it. We finally cut it back. And you
Yeah,
can
and
see
that
it.
other picture, then that's all been cut down.
That's a
in
new
front of the
sign now.
sign, so, yeah.
Yeah. From what I've gathered, and I know the intersection pretty well, that's the reason why I didn't go out and look at it. But the sign on the north is an absolute must. I mean, that one is the most critical one.
Right.
Merit to what he said, you know, stopping east and west, but really, I don't know. I see the safety aspect in a bunch of different ways, so. But the north one is there's no way that one's ever coming out.
Speed bumps in.
No, young drivers to be in the ditches.
Sure, they can put a roundabout in,
Bad videos of that too.
More of those damn things.
I get what Jesse's saying about setting a precedent, and there's gonna be a bunch of other intersections, but I think from the commission's point of view, we have to look at what's the safest. Yeah, we may get another request for long, but what's the safest?
I agree. That's what I guess why I was saying maybe try the intersection sign first. With the speed limit plaque underneath that. Let's give that a try first, you know? There's other steps involved to do this, I mean, and one of that is, you know, having a study done at that intersection.
We could study it to death. Let's put a stop sign, make it a three-way stop, put a stop sign from the west. Don't worry, maybe put a yield sign on the dirt road. Try that for 6 months. See what that does.
You're talking about basically a three-way stop?
Basically a three-way stop. Put a yield sign on the
220th?
heading west, coming off that dirt road.
That's the hardest way to see though, just
Right,
saying.
if
you're
you're gonna
headed-
do anything, you'd
Like
make
if
that
you
a
was to
stop.
categorize as far as, like, from that intersection, it's easy to see south, no matter which direction you're coming from. It's easy to see south if you're coming from the west. You can't see north, and you can't see over the rise going east. But if you're coming up from the east, you can't see north, south,
Yeah, you can't see either way.
west.
I've seen people blow it going west.
Yeah, but they don't have to yield
Yeah.
coming from the
It's
east
open.
headed west. There's no stop sign. And my family uses that road all the time whenever it's not muddy.
As far as vegetation, is this mostly grass on
Yeah,
every
it's grassland
corner?
all the way around, all four sides of the intersection.
So if the landowners would help mow any of that.
And it's already been mowed.
I mean,
Yeah,
if we could ask them to, or.
well, it's already been mowed.
Yeah, but I mean, for every year.
I do it every year. It just, at that time of the picture, I don't like mowing and spreading, silver blue stem, Sericea lespedeza, and noxious weeds, so I pick the timing of when I mow. I mow twice a year.
that's being done.
And I mow on both sides of the road, a mile, 2 miles to the west, 2 miles to the north, and 2 miles to the east, except on Casey's side. But,
So there isn't
I've
much
got-
opposition
I've got-
of getting on somebody's property to mow that back.
no, there's no trouble there. Yeah, no trouble at all. But I own land all four, or have land all four directions of that intersection. Travel it all the time. Trying to take care of.
So in your opinion, Jesse, you think yield signs on 220th would have any effect?
Well, I wouldn't make it a yield sign, I'd make it a stop.
Okay, but you said there's more hoops to jump through for us to do that?
No,
We don't.
we just make a resolution.
Just make a resolution.
Yeah, you just make a resolution.
Because we're making it more restrictive and not less restrictive.
And this,
To me then,
and just like, you know, it was said about changing the stop sign we're looking at now there on the south side, changing that from a stop to a yield, I mean, that takes a resolution as well. But, you know, to go from somebody having to stop versus them kind of creeping through the intersection, I mean, you know, you're lessening the safety of that intersection right there, so going from yield to stop,
But if you're adding,
safer, you know.
you're adding 2 stops,
Right, but so if we add a stop and make, what do you want, 3-way or 4-way stops? What do you want?
what's,
three-way seems to be kind of confusing. Maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know.
how much
If you're gonna go 3,
opposition,
you might as well go 4.
how much opposition is there to east-west stop signs and a north stop sign and the south side of the intersection yield?
I'd oppose that.
I'd oppose it too. I like the idea where if you're gonna put an intersection sign, slow it down to 30 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour if you want, that's fine. Do that, I like that idea.
Forewarning.
Right, I mean, you're giving an advance warning that, hey, there's an intersection coming up, slow down a little bit, I mean,
I'm dead against changing the current stop signs from anything. I think both of those should be stops no matter what.
like I said, you
In
got,
opposition to putting stop signs on 220th. Is there any opposition to that?
Yeah.
I think that's-
Stop signs on 220th.
they're both.
There you go.
No, I mean, if the ones on Falcon stay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
If
the
we
ones that
leave
are there
them,
stay.
If it just
Stay.
turns into
You added
a-
2
Look at a
more.
4-way, make everybody,
Four-way
everybody stop.
4-way stop.
I wouldn't be that opposed, too much opposed against that, no. That's fine, we pretty well do anyway.
And that's what looks like where we're heading,
Yeah.
4-way stop.
There's one thing I noticed, if you do put a sign on it'd be the southwest corner, a stop sign of some kind, it's gonna have to be back a little bit from the intersection, just the fact that a lot of vehicles and farm equipment swings and goes west on 220th, and you can tell by the corner there,
Where's that?
that sign will be knocked out almost on a daily basis if it isn't offset back approximately, I don't know, 20 feet or so, at least out of the way of the radius of vehicles turning with the trailer and so forth.
That is a lot of traffic goes from north on Falcon and goes left. That, it's got a sweeping radius on that.
I'm the one that had to put in, I'm the one that had to put that, because I had a cow truck and I went there for over 20 years. So that's why I had that put in there, so my trailer wouldn't go up in the ditch.
So would there be any regulation against moving that stop sign farther back to?
No, there's.
I just wanted to point that out.
Not moving it, I'm trying to keep clarity. Adding it, but putting it further back.
Right. Adding it and put it further back. Okay.
Once I got them to move the stop sign at the Rock Quarry east of Lincolnville back, otherwise it got knocked down pretty constantly. We moved it back about 12, 13 feet, and it's still standing several years later.
You go by that manual and, you know, you're supposed to place those stop signs 12 feet off the road. Well, 12 feet off the road, that sign in your fence row even on your side, so.
Right.
That's why there's a section of the low volume roads, which are the majority of our roads in the county, that say, you know, you can place it 6 feet or 3 feet off the edge of the road, you know, so yeah, there's a little leeway there as far as being able to place it back. Now, you said, now it was said too about putting these, adding these stop signs and seeing how that goes. I mean, what do you want to do there, or see if it resolves anything? And if it doesn't, or if you don't notice a change, then are you gonna take them down or leave them up? You know, 'cause I mean, that all takes resolutions to do that,
Right.
add or
No
take away.
no crystal ball at that point.
Right, right.
So we don't know what we
So that's why I'm saying you go back to, like, I could go over to KDOT and talk with them and have an engineer out there setting up like a traffic counter and doing a survey on the road that way and studying it. And they'd be out there probably, I don't know if that costs us anything or not. I've never had to do that,
a
so.
little extreme to.
That's what I guess that's what I'm getting at, is you've got a minor road joining up with a major road, so. It's a little bit of an overkill, but.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna wind up cutting this short, but I've seen your hand up.
Yeah, I would just say that I don't think that intersection warrants any sort of study. I would just say we put a 4-way stop sign up there and leave it be, and everybody that runs that road will have to get used to it, and they will. I think they will. I mean,
I think everybody.
Well, and where,
Stops. I mean, when I'm out there,
I pay attention to that
stop on
intersection.
220th because I'm gonna.
There's people that do not stop coming from the north.
and I guess that's what I'm getting at too, is the fact that you guys, you know, are familiar with the road, you know where to stop, what to
Right.
look out for. The person that doesn't, the infrequent drivers that are just out there driving around for the heck of it, you know, they shouldn't be flying down that road, and
I agree.
they're gonna be,
They shouldn't be.
they shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
And they shouldn't run the stop signs, but there's a chance that they could.
I'm the type of driver, when I see a cornfield to my right, I'm slowing down because I know an intersection's coming up, because I can't see a dust trail and I can't see anything, and there's no stop sign, there's no intersection sign. But it's just, you grow up out in the country a little bit, you understand.
You learn how to drive all the
Wait till the
roads.
corn's cut before you put your foot back in that pedal again.
Just need to mark it danger intersection ahead. I mean,
So anyway, I'm just gonna lay it out here. Pick this back up. We had a resolution for a 4-way. We'll see how the vote goes, whether it stays the same or a 4-way gets put in play. If everybody's all right with that, we'll do that.
And just one more thing, if it is a 4-way stop, then since the east-west traffic is not used to having to stop, it doesn't take resolutions, but I would probably put out stop aheads signs.
That's a good practice anyway.
Yeah, I agree
Just to
with
give
that.
everybody a
Heads up.
heads up. Right,
We've been doing that for
And like I said, the other option is too, like, if you don't want to make that a 4-way stop, because everybody out there that uses that road is familiar with it, then the intersection signs with the supplemental speed limit plaque below that could be an option too, so.
Yeah, so we can't take any action on it anyway right now. So, we would have to have a resolution pre-drafted, ready to go. And that's gonna take a little bit of time, and then we'll either vote that up or down. And if it gets voted down, we'll keep 2 stop signs the way they are and move on. If it gets voted on, we'll add 2 stop signs and add your stop aheads. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut everything short. We just got
No, that's
staff
fine.
out here waiting and
I think we covered it.
away from trying to do their job.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, thank you.
Larry's still alive.
here, get to the workout plan. It was out there.
They abandoned you.
Well, everybody saw on the agenda, there's an executive coming up, so. So they're just preemptively getting out of here. Cleared the room for you.
You guys want me to shut this?
No, not yet. We haven't taken any action. I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss job performance of an individual employee pursuant to KSA 75-4319B, item 1, for personal matters, non-elected personnel, with Mick, Tina, the board, and Brad, till how much time?
Let's do 15.
Till 1:36. The open session to resume back in commission chambers following the closed session. Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. 5-0.
I do that on the next, unless it's on.
Out of executive session, no decisions made. This time, I'd like to hear what our administrator has to say.
So as people know, Mick Price has been serving as the interim director for the EMS department since summer. And at this time, I'd like to make a recommendation that he be hired as the EMS director, transitioning to the office effective December 8th, and with a review in 3 months.
I'd like to take the administrator recommendation and move forward with that as a motion. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
Yeah.
No. Don't close the door.
Well, I was looking around, Adam.
Alright,
Alright.
that's it. And then we'd migrate the 115 on.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd rather, like, I can come up with some points and a memo, and then I can do that with you next week, and then I don't know if you have something.
Not today.
Alright, so we're on to county counselor and he's got nothing. I'm just kidding. Has anybody got anything for Brad?
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
If you have a little time later today, I'll probably
Absolutely.
meet with you anyway.
Nothing for Brad. Move on to the commission comments.
I have, one thing, I've got a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission whose term expires the end of this year, and she, due to family health issues, she does not want to continue. So I have a replacement. I'd like to nominate, Brandy Smith, to replace Tracy Roberts on the Planning and Zoning Commission. Just because
Effective January.
effective in January.
I would second that nomination. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I wasn't planning on doing this quite yet today, but I suppose it's along the same lines. I have an application for planning and zoning at large from Evan Yoder. His currently held position, but that term is up in the end of December. I think it could rerun again, and I do appreciate the person that was there. But nobody ever really wants, nobody has been clawing at the door to take these positions, and now I got somebody new that wants to do something, and I would like to give them the opportunity to. And I'm gonna nominate Edvin Yoder for the at-large position starting in January. Motion in a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0.
Will these then go to planning and zoning and they'll notify them, or?
Any other commission comments? Alright, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So I missed it. So he was named,